We're in Young County, Texas at Coffee Flats Ranch. We want to thank the Bennett family for letting us come out. We're out here today with 2 female service members, veterans, and 2 Gold Star family members. And it's kind of our all-female hunt. We have Crystal and Crystal, who one's a Purple Heart and one's a Navy veteran. And then we have 2 Gold Star families, Cheyenne and her father Jack Beecham, and Kay and Judd Jordan. This is going to be a memorable weekend, something we'll probably never forget, and we're glad you joined us this week. It's going to be a great show. Crystal Frederick was with me, and we were going to go in the Can-Am Defender and try out the scissor lift. And then JD, one of the vets that volunteers with us, he came out and took the rest of the group in the 6-seater Can-Am, and they went off another direction. We're hunting 2,000 acres out here, so we can cover a lot of ground. Crystal and I went to a field that was full of broomweed, about 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet tall. If anything was going to be in that field, we wouldn't have been able to see it. The scissor lift from Innovative Equipment, the UTX, is just an awesome tool to get that elevated perspective on where you're trying to hunt. Man,
it's a little slippery.
Yeah. I tell you what, getting up in the air.
Y'all raising up?
Yeah. I mean, you can see that field, you can see down in it, because this stuff's tall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now there's a blind feeder in that corner. Crystal and I then loaded up, and we were going down the edge of the field. We heard some gunshots in the distance. I texted JD and them to see what they had gotten, and sure enough, they had a pig on the ground. We were going to head their way. Where they shot the pigs was behind them, so I took Crystal Masick. We're going to get the rest of the pigs, see if she can get a shot. We then got around, we got up in the scissor lift, we looked for them. Couldn't find them, so we decided to go check some tracks and stuff around some of the feeders to see if maybe this evening we could have Kay and Crystal sit together and get some pigs under a feeder. So we scouted some feeders, found out kind of where we were going to be in the evening. So we headed back to the Warrior Ranch for some rest and relaxation, a little camaraderie.
We got up early this morning and we went out to see if we could find any hogs, and we had some buggies. We went out and we found a place where the hogs had been wallering at, so we got out to see if there's any hogs there, and there were some that jumped up, and we tried to get on them with no luck. Then later on we went and tried elsewhere, and then we got a phone call that somebody had got a hog, which was good. So we went back to see the hog and came back to camp. It's been great. Yes, I knew the other Crystal before. We'd been on another hunt together before, and that's how we met one another, which that's a good reason for these programs, is you meet other veterans and you become friends, and then you can reunite later. So she invited me out here, or told me about it, and we asked John if I could come out here too, and they said that I could. So really meeting the Gold Star family members has been a humbling experience to me. So I guess I've never been that close to them before on an event or anywhere where I've been near family members, and that's pretty heartbreaking. You know, I have a child myself, and I can't fathom what that would be like. So I know instantly when I met Kay, you know, I just had to hug her, you know, and that's pretty neat. And what they're doing to raise money for a memorial for their son, that's pretty neat work. This place is real peaceful. It's nice that I'm from another state and they still accept me for their hunts here in Texas. Some people are, just locals. They want locals. But what I like about going to hunt somewhere else like Texas, Florida, is meeting different people and different cultures. So it's really nice to see what it's like to hunt in Texas versus Missouri. Like, I don't have wild hogs. We have some, but they're not like they are here. And I'm learning. I love to hunt, so I'm learning that these hogs can actually attack you. I didn't realize that. So I'm like, okay. So basically just learning how you would hunt a hog. I mean, I hunt deer, I hunt turkey back home, but I don't really have the experience with hogs, so that's fun for me. I love to learn.
A Gold Star mother is if you've lost a son or a daughter in war, if you've lost your child at war, you're either a Gold Star mother or Gold Star father. I lost Austin on his first deployment. We lost him on November 29th, 2010. He was into his 96th day of deployment. And his unit was out on a training mission. They were training the Afghans, and they were on a break. And the guy picked up his gun while they were on a break and shot Austin and 6 of his brothers and killed them all. They had no protective gear on, no guns. He just picked them up and killed them. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to talk to people, because it's every breath you take, you feel it every second of the day. It's there. It's not something you ever really get over, but you get better at dealing with it. So what I've done personally to do that, we started our organization, our Parker County Gold Star Families, because we knew that America doesn't want to forget about our kids, and they don't deserve to be forgotten about. There have been so many wars, so many families that have lost, and people don't realize today our freedom. We have our freedom because kids went over there and deployed, and they lost their lives. Austin has a son here who is now 8, and he'll never know his dad. So it's important that I do something to make sure he knows what his dad stood for. And so we're building our park in Weatherford, and it's for past, present, and future military. Everyone deserves to be remembered. And the way our world is today, people aren't even respecting our flag. And when a Gold Star parent sees that happen, it really hurts, because that's not what should be happening. People should be respecting and honoring our military, the ones that are here and the ones that aren't. And the ones that have issues, we need to do something to make a difference. We don't know what it's like to be in their shoes, but we know it's hard, because being a Gold Star parent is hard. So I didn't want to leave the house. I just didn't want to associate. I just isolated myself. What I did personally, I wanted to feel everything Austin felt. I wanted to be like Austin. I wanted to know what he went through. I wanted to know everything. So I joined the Texas State Guard, because I wanted to put the uniform on. I wanted to put the boots on, and get some grasp, even though what I did was nothing compared, to what he did. It helped me to be close to him. So that's the first thing that I did. And then we lost Clayton, and Austin and Clayton were friends. And when that happened, it starts all over again. And I said, we cannot let our boys be forgotten. I was going to wait till I got to my 2-year mark with Austin, and then we lost Clayton. I said, we can't put this off any longer. I said, we have got to do something. So that's when we went to the city, and they granted us a city park and told us if we'd raise the funds that they would give us the park to remember our kids, our whole military, our past, present, and future military. I enjoy being around the veterans out here. I mean, that's my heroes. Those are my people. You know what I mean? The people I look up to, the people that I respect. I don't care about Hollywood and all the garbage going on. What is important is the people that are sacrificing for us. And that's our military and our police officers, our first responders. And so we now have $230,000. And we already have our fountain built, and our fountain has our battlefield cross in the center of our fountain, which is our prayer garden. So people can come to our park, and we want all the Gold Star mothers from everywhere to come put a brick down when we put our bricks down next year, so their kids can be remembered, siblings, grandparents, whatever the case may be. So our park is happening, and we won't stop until it's complete, because it's here for us, our heart. It helps our heart to heal. And Austin's son, there's so many kids that went over there. Austin was a kid, he was 19. There's so many kids that went over there, and they had kids. And they don't get to know their fathers and their mothers. And so it's important that we make sure we do something where they have some type of grasp, and we can educate other kids that have gone to the same high school our kids have gone to. And know, hey, wow, someone from our town, actually, we have our freedoms and our privileges because of what someone from here did. And we want people to grasp that, because people forget. They forget real quick, and we shouldn't forget.
Well, my name is Jack Beecham. I'm a Gold Star father, and I'm a Blue Star father. And for those who might not know what that is, back in World War I, when our service members left to go fight in battle, the family members would hang a banner or a flag in their window, signifying a blue star. A blue star means they had service members that were fighting overseas. In the event that their family members made the ultimate sacrifice, that blue star was changed to a gold star. So Blue Star families are families with active duty, which I am. I've got one son still serving right now. I've got a daughter, just got out of the Navy recently, and then I lost my youngest son 4 years ago in Afghanistan. We, being Gold Star families and military families in general, the biggest fears that people forget that the price of freedom's not free. Gold Star families, like myself now, what we do, our biggest fear is that people are going to forget the price of freedom, that what we call freedom nowadays. All right, yeah, I think this weekend is really an amazing event. I was able to bring my daughter, which is a veteran. She so often now in society and time, people forget about our female vets. The military does have a lot of female vets, whether they be wounded warriors or just active duty or recently detached from the military. And it's an honor, and it's really exciting to have my daughter be able to come out and be a part of this, especially with the hurt and anger, the hurt and the things we went through 4 years ago, her losing her brother. She stayed in the military, finished out her service, and now she's actually getting to enjoy this, and we think this is an exciting event, and she's getting to get out and be herself and be one of the girls, and it doesn't get to happen very often, but she's loving it.
I joined the Navy in July of 2011, right after high school. I went off to Great Lakes for boot camp. After that, went on to A School for Master at Arms in the Navy. It's military police. After that, I got selected for orders up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I went to a master jet base, NAS Oceana, and did law enforcement, physical security, force protection. I was stationed there for 4 years until July of 2015, and then I decided to get out, and I decided to go back home and to Weatherford, Texas. I started school in August of 2015. It was a little different because I hadn't done school in about 6 years, and I didn't know really anybody, and everybody was a lot younger than me. Then I discovered a veterans organization there on campus where kind of everybody just kind of hung out for other veterans, to talk to other veterans, to get help. I didn't really know what I wanted to do in the military or after high school. And then my oldest brother, Chris, he was an FMF corpsman, and he had already been on a couple of deployments. And then my brother, Clay, he had joined, and he was an FMF corpsman as well. And I kind of decided maybe I could join the military and see what it had to offer. I joined, and then I took a little bit of a different route. I did law enforcement instead of medical. I remember my dad telling me about this organization and the events that it had, and he told me about an all-female veteran hunt, and I thought it was really exciting. We got out here. I was a little worried at first, thinking that there was going to be a lot of other females who had all deployed and, you know, all different backgrounds. And when I got here, it was kind of nice to see some other people and be around them who have not been in the same branch as you, but, you know, they're still veterans. It's been nice to share stories about, you know, what we did in the military and the experiences that we had, the places that we went, and just kind of be able to come out here and really relax a little bit and ride around, enjoy the environment, and shoot some hogs.
So we're headed back out to the ranch, Coffee Flats, and I'm going to take Crystal Frederick again, see if we can't find some pigs on the east side of the ranch, and hopefully we'll have some luck. JD's going to take the rest of the crew. So we're up on the northeast corner of the ranch. It's pretty thick up there. The broomweed is 2 to 3 feet tall. It's hard to see animals. We were coming by this creek bottom, and Crystal, out of the corner of her eye, sees about 7-foot Johnson grass moving like crazy. We figure there's probably a big boar down there. So we parked the Can-Am, went around, tried to cut him off at the pass, and he was already gone, and never saw him again, but he was a pretty big boar. And we loaded back in the Can-Am. We're going back around the ranch. We're going along a fence line where we'd seen some pig hair on the barbed wire, and we'd seen a lot of tracks coming into this little tank. And as we got up onto the tank dam to go across, Crystal noticed 2 pigs with their heads just right above the broomweed looking at us. She's got about 3 or 4 seconds to shoot. She hits the first one dead center. The second pig is running about 70 yards free-handed. She nailed that pig. It was one of the best shots I've ever seen. It happened so fast that, but she was ready and she was on them.
That's a sale. I'm still.
Yeah. That second one, all you could see was his ears. Then you hit it and went, I was like, yep, you got it. Right over. Freedom Care Warrior Project wants to thank you this week for joining us on Warrior Pursuits TV. We want to thank the Bennett family and Coffee Flats Ranch. Thank you for letting us come out, and this has just been one of the best, most memorable, powerful weekends for everyone. We want to thank the Gold Star families, and we just pray for them, pray for their healing, and we just hope that this weekend provided some of that healing. And we feel like the veterans involved, the support groups that we have out there, the volunteers that we have, we just thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing. We want to thank the vets for their service, and we hope you join us next week on Warrior Pursuits TV.